Hey, welcome to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy, and we're talking about Overbattle the All War. And this, I guess what I wanted to talk about today are all of the pieces and the components that you get with this game. It is unbelievable what you're going to get in this box. So you have 4 different factions that you get to play in the game. One is the Sin. They're a totally different faction that plays different, but they have all of their own pieces. Then you've got these other alien races, and they're all stacked full of all of these components. Now, even in this prototype that we got, the quality of these is amazing. The details, all of that kind of stuff is really, really cool on this. And not only that, but this is a game that I don't know if it has any cardboard in it at all. It's all like neoprene mats that you get, and you've got these tokens that are there. Maybe the cards, I guess you could consider that cardboard, but that's about it. And then even this Cassie system that comes in it, it's just really, really incredible. But that's the first thing that you'll notice when you open the box. It was the first thing we all talked about, was just the sheer amount of components that you get with the game, and then the quality of this stuff. Now, there is an additional game mat that you can get that is absolutely huge and massive. It fits perfectly on the game topper if you have one of those, and then you get to lay neoprene on top of neoprene. And so it is so cool how this works, and it's really amazing just the added depth that adds when you've got just these elevated, nice looking pieces of neoprene with the beautiful artwork that they have on them. So there's a lot of games that you're going to wonder which corner did they cut to get this game to you, but this one, the amount of stuff that you're going to get in this box, you're not going to be disappointed. So the components are pretty nice.
Now, setup in this game is actually part of the play process. So that's different than a lot of the other games. Because other games you already have the map set up, and you're just gonna set everything where it tells you to set up, and then from there you're gonna go to battle. Well, here, what's happens round by round, you're gonna set your planets out, your moons out, your asteroids out, and they all are gonna have different strategies involved. And then from there you're also gonna buy your units. And when you buy all your units, you're not given certain units. You're buying your own units. You can come up with a whole different strategy than what someone else is coming up with, which makes a very unique game.
So let's take a deeper dive into the units that you have. There are infantry units that are based on ground, and there are the space units that are based in space. So say your opponent brings out a whole fleet of ships, and you're not sure what they do, and you're getting a little intimidated, and you got to come up with a strategy. The best way to do that is to see what they do. Now, in Overbattle, you get tarot-sized cards for every infantry and every space ship. So it tells you what the attack is, what the defense is, and if it has a special places that it has to be built. For instance, this is a scout, and it has to be built at a shipyard. So if you want more information on that, or maybe more of a backstory, there's actually a QR code on the back of every card that will take you to the Overbattle website, and they'll tell you all about it. For instance, the Scout in particular is invisible to most ships, unless you come up against a destroyer, and destroyers can see them automatically, unless they're grouped in 3. Once a scout is grouped in 3, then even the destroyer is unaware that they're around. Now, another cool thing about the units in Overbattle is some of them have the capability to move up and down on the Cassie system. This particular unit, the fighter, can actually take an advanced position and get a bonus when they attack. Another instance is some of the infantry units can actually dig down in the defender position on the Cassie system. And it has numbered slots so that as you line up, you know what dice, when you roll the dice, what number has to correspond to that attack or defense. So it makes it much easier because you've obviously got a lot going on. This is Overbattle the All War after all. So as you get your units and buy your units, because you've amassed all of this territory, you're going through trying to add them all up. You're not sure what they do. Just reference the QR code Or flip the card over and you can read all about it here. Where it's built, what attack it is, and maybe it has multiple attacks. There's also larger ships that can do even more damage when swooping down and attacking the front, maybe on the ground somewhere, on a home planet or something of that nature. So yeah, you should check it out. This is a great game. You can transport all the way across the universe using your jump ships. You've got destroyers, you've got spaceships, shipyards, anything you can imagine.
So one thing to keep in mind is in this game that there are just so many different things available to you that the strategy when you're sitting down is going to be different every time you play the game, which is, to me, is just fantastic. Plus, all the different people that you bring in to play it, they're, of course, going to have their own strategy involved with it. So there's too many games that I've gone out there where you just sit there and repeat. Not this one. Every single time things are going to be different, and it'll be unique. So it'll be a unique game experience for everybody.
The Sin are totally asymmetrical from all the other factions that you'll play in Overbattle, where all the other factions get two planets. One is their home world, asteroid belt that you can create because you get 2 asteroids, you get moons and all this other stuff. The Sin only come with 1 moon and asteroids. So therefore, their home world is only a moon. Your end game will be to take over someone else's home world, like the other factions, except no other faction gets to help you achieve your goals. Through the whole game, you'll be piggybacking on these other people to win wars, to expand, take over more territory, gain them more points, while all the while, you're actually collecting points as well from their territories. Now, at some point in the game, it will come time for you to turn. As the Sin, you now will have opportunity to take planets and territories over while you were a friend to them the turn before. So you'll have advantage, you'll have a whole new strategy, completely different starting units that may seem like less, but it could be very well to your advantage. Because all the while, as you're helping them win battles, you're building your own army. All the other factions can only move at certain times on their turn during the game. The Sin can actually move around on other people's turns as well, heightening your strategy throughout the game. So as other factions have a certain way of winning, and you do too, the Sin only have one way of winning as well, they can actually stop one faction from winning, because you have to occupy the home world of another faction. Well, the Sin is technically another faction. So at that point, you could turn from friend to foe in that one moment as someone else thinks they're about to win. So it's very interesting, very unique, and again, just another aspect of the game that changes every time, because every game may not have Sin in it. If you are playing with less than 4 players, you don't actually have to have the Sin. So maybe one time you play, you're all going at the same route, all looking at the same goals and similar strategies. Where if a player is playing the Sin, of course that all changes it up. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, you should look it up, because Overbattle is only on Kickstarter for a few more days. So go check them out and tell them that the Board Game Closet sent you. Thank you. Bye-bye.